It's the thumbnail.
You're a healthy guy. You're not on my channel.
When you say Tom Milton,
Wait,
you mean like
shit
that,
starts,
those
then
kind
he
of
comes to
college.
get his Gemara.
Remember, it was exciting that year.
I remember the David Leonard shirt. Remember the David Leonard shirt? Remember the David Leonard shirt?
From Emporio Special.
Remember that?
Yeah, but Emporio was only in Berkeley.
David Leonard shirt. David Leonard from Emporio?
No, you have to be a Brooklyner.
Yeah.
Okay. We're holding up on Zion with the base.
Whoa, here he is. Hey, baby, shalom aleichem. Hey, baby, shalom aleichem. Hey, baby, shalom aleichem. Hey, baby, shalom, shalom. Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our man from Gimel is back. Okay.
It doesn't look like he's very happy with your song. Maybe you should have chosen a different one.
Okay. Shalom aleichem. Okay.
All right, Daf Yomi Zayin with the base. We're holding by the Gemara. What does the mission tell us? That there are 3 gronos. There are 3 periods in the year that you take Meiser Behema. Before those periods, you can eat without Meiser, says Rashi. What's Meiser Behema? A derabana d'oraisa, just lafuke midei shtos. Meiser Behema is d'oraisa, it's a mefurish pasuk. But Rashi says, as we read yesterday, mefurish inside, it's a mitzvah ba'alma. Whatever that means. It's just it's an elective mitzvah. You want to do it, do it. You don't want to do it, you want to over on anything.
How is that it's a mitzvah d'oraisa?
It's a deraisa, it's like tzitzis. You want to wear your tzitzis, you want to wear 4 kanvas, great. You don't want to wear a beged with 4 kanvas, don't. But Maishnat class, why do we need it 3 times during the year? Omer Rabbi Bar Shila, Bekobel, Churfei. Churfei means early, Va'afle, and late, V'kaiti. These are the 3 times that animals give birth during the year. There are those that give birth early, those that give birth late, and those that give birth in the summer. So, okay, so there's late, early, but why all of a sudden is it 15 days before? It has to do with Yom Tov all the time. It's 15 days before Yom Tov or right before Yom Tov. What is this? As we're going to see soon, even though it's an elective mitzvah, but people elect to do this mitzvah because it's a great thing to do mitzvahs with your money. We don't want people to do Meiser Behema and immediately afterwards start eating it and selling it. So we make them inconvenience themselves and wait all the way to right before Yom Tov. Right before Yom Tov, then it becomes available, and then people that come up to the Oile Regel, they have available animals for the Oile Asriya and the Shlamim.
Do you have to bring them, or you can buy them?
You buy them anyway? Yeah, you don't have to schlep it. It's impossible. How are you going to schlep an animal from Tzfat? Imagine.
They have meat for Yom Tov.
Right? And they have meat, exactly. It's good for everybody.
That's why we don't say Tachlit today.
Yeah, why?
Because it's Shivas Yemiluin. People still bring the Kabbalas even the week after Shavuos.
Oh, thank you.
Tashlumet.
I was wondering why. Now I know.
When you get to the place,
No, I did.
How come we
I'm
don't
pointing yesterday
how
to
come
the
we don't
chassan in the
call
middle,
money?
like he says, we don't need that.
So we have to go to the Kaisen today?
we get to the place of how we.
Who goes? Who's we?
I won.
A lot of people don't.
Every day?
No.
Oh, during the Shabbat Yimim. We live in Eretz Yisrael. We go to the Kaisel during Shabbat Yimim. Okay. At the end of the day, the Mishnah says it's selective. If you want, you can check and sell before the Goyrim comes. First, the person wants to do a mitzvah, and afterwards he sells it or buys it and eats it. So says Rashi on the bottom, Rashi Ksav Yad, he sticks in here, she'ein chaser by klum. When a person does Meiser Behema, he doesn't lose anything because he himself brings the carbon.
Shlamim, you don't get everything from the shlamim.
You do.
Kohanim get some of it.
Adarabah, you
If I
get.
sell it, I get the value of all of it.
No. It's nechal. Call it whatever you want. He gets everything.
Who gets
It's
the
every single part of it,
Who gets the
including the matnas kuna. He doesn't even have to give Zerel Chaim Mekeva.
What about the
So he
skin?
really gains.
What about the skin?
I don't see why anybody should get the skin besides him.
I think it's the Kohen's fee.
sometimes on other animals.
Doesn't he do
This
it?
Meiser Behema, he literally gets everything. That's what I think. If I had to guess, I'd guess skin. I don't know for sure.
Why
Says the
he,
Gemara, what?
he wants to do the tithing because it makes him wealthy, right?
Oh, so that's another pshat that.
It's a Rashi parish.
Yeah, it's down here, I think. I didn't see it inside, but I saw that that's what they bring in him. Maybe it's somewhere else, because whoever does Meiser,
Says,
yeah, it's. I don't think it's Rashi here. Look in this.
says
No,
Nice.
look at this. What? Where's this Rashi? Asita Aser b'shvil t'saser. It says. Oh,
It
Rosh
says,
Hashanah.
Tosis Yom Tov asks, he loses the Emurim.
300.
The
Really?
Emurim have to be carved on the Mizbech. It's a shlamim. You have to be carved the Emurim on the Mizbech. If I sell it with the value of the Emurim. That's what the Tosis Yom Tov asks.
70.
Then he gives all Pshat and Rashi.
Okay. Imurim, but it doesn't say anything about the
He
Israel.
doesn't say the iris.
Israel Chaim Bekev and Fire, I would think not. Okay. Yeah, if there's Mizbeach, there's Mizbeach. So obviously something goes on the Mizbeach. Yeah. V'amai korele goren. The Mishnah starts off, Shalish Gronos. Now, what's a goren? What do we know goren as? Goren is, when it comes to the meiser of food, of fruit, when you smooth out the pile. That's when the Isser takes effect. That's when you must take the chiyuv of meiser. So over here also, the tavla ke goren, that it becomes tevel. In other words, the Rabbanan made a thing that you're not allowed to eat it until you take meiser. When does that happen? At the point of the goren of that date. V'kama pros. So it says in the Mishnah, Shalosh gronis l'meiser behemo b'pras haPesach or b'pras haTzeres or b'pras haChag. What does pras mean? Ein pras pachas m'chamisha osor yom. It's 15 days before Yom Tov. Pesach, Shavuos, and Sukkot. Omer bavo perois palgo. Perois always means half. Palgo the mai, half of what? Palgo the hilchos Pesach. Right? Ki hodes stanya sholim medoshim bilchos Pesach kodem l'chag l'Pesach shloshim yom. We know that we start darshaning in hilchos Pesach 30 days before Pesach. Half of that, pras of that, is 15 days. So 15 days before Pesach, 15 days before Sukkot, and 15 days before Shavuos. Rabban Shimon Gamliel Omer Shtei Shabbos. There was another pshat in Darshim. There's another. Some people say that it's when if somebody comes to ask a question, you answer him first. What did that answer for me? Because I had an interesting shayla. What? All right, but the Pashup Pshat is 30 days before we start giving drushes, and half of that is 15 days. And Memela, that's where we got 15 days before every Yom Tov, according to at least Rebbe Kiva. Benazai Omer, yeah, Divrei Rebbe Kiva in the Mishnah. B'fras HaPezach, B'fras HaTzeres, B'fras HaChag, Divrei Rebbe Kiva. Benazai Omer, B'chof Tes Ba'odor, Be'echod B'siva. Now, what's 15 days before Pesach? We just take out a calendar. 15 days before Pesach is Chof Tes Adar. L'chayr. What?
28.
Why 28? 15 days before Pesach. Pesach is the 15th.
Oh, 29.
So 29th of Adar. Ben Azai Omer b'Chof Tes Adar. So what does Ben Azai argue with Rebbe Kiva? He's basically saying the same thing. Ben Azai says 29th of Adar, and Rebbe Kiva says 15 days before Pesach, which is the 29th of Adar. Rebbe Kiva Ben Azai. Rebbe Kiva Sovar Adar HaSomach L'Nisan Zimnim Molei V'Zimnim Chaz. So sometimes Adar has 30 days. Sometimes it is missing a day. It's only 29. Zimnim the Mikla B'Yom Shloishim Zimnim the Mikla B'Chof Tes. So Rebbe Kiva couldn't give an exact date. So instead of giving an exact date on the calendar, he said it's always 15 days before Pesach. So sometimes it falls out on the 30th of Adar, sometimes on the 29th. That's what we do today. In our calendar, Adar HaSamach LaNisan, if it's the second Adar, or if there's only one Adar that year, if Adar is next to Nisan, La'olam Chaser, it's always a 29-day month. So Ben Azai is able to give an exact date and say it's Choftes Adar. He doesn't have to go by days, by 15 days. This is interesting. Before Shavuos, Rebbe Kiva says you have 15 days before Shavuos, just like you have 15 days before Pesach and Sukkot. What does Ben Azai say? Be'echod b'Sivan. What day is Shavuos? The 6th day of Sivan. So Ben Azai now is limiting to 6 days. What happened to the 15 days that we have in other Yom Tovim? I did the learn Fisher. If you think about it, when was the last Goyren? On Pesach. When was Pesach? 50 days ago. So now you only have 50 days versus the Goyren before Pesach was Sukkot. You had 6 months to fill up the animals. Now you only have 50 days to fill it up. So you're really on a very short supply. If you're going to do 15 days before Shavuos, you're going to run out. You're not going to have anything left. You barely have any animals. You have 40 days of animals, and boom, and people are starting to buy them up, and they're buying meat for Shabbos. You have nothing left for Shavuos. So mainly, you said we have to limit it to 6 days before Shavuos.
What kind of more answer, physical answer? The lambing season was before and after Pesach.
Is it?
Yeah, you're looking.
Well, it says these are the lambing seasons. We have Churfei, Afle, V'Kaitim. It somehow fits into the season. The Gemara said before. No, Shavuos also fits into the season.
Yeah, but
This is the Mu'uchar. These are the later ones, the ones that are born a little bit after the season.
Seems a smaller batch.
yeah.
Right, it's a smaller batch because
In Europe, the lambing season is later, and you have to throw it earlier. And
they all give birth at the same time,
Yeah.
same week.
Yeah, not the same week, but the same month.
Okay.
It's strange because
Uh-huh.
the hospitals get very busy.
That's how it is with all animals. I already told you what happened with my deer on the way to Pennsylvania, to New York and Pennsylvania.
You have a deer?
Pet deer?
No, not my pet deer.
You've been to Pennsylvania.
If it was my pet deer, it's not no longer. No, we were driving from Chicago to New York on the 90. What is it called? The 95.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, this deer just walking, strolling on the highway, and you go a little bit further and you see a dead deer, and then you see a car in the ditch, and it was like a horror movie. There was maybe 10 cars in the ditch, 10 accidents, and deer just dazing around on the highway, just looking, like not even scared of cars, just walking around. And then we found out that's their season. It's like a few days a year.
Season for what?
For,
They're
yeah.
tracking cars.
And they go meshuggah. They're not aware of their surroundings. There's dead deer on the highway everywhere. There's dead people on the highway. It was a disaster. I've never seen this.
Children
One
do
time
that.
I saw it.
Also to deer. Children do that.
What?
They make.
What, they wander
nuts.
around?
Oh no, we're talking about pre. Oh yeah, okay, fine. We have it on Friday nights. Becha the Simon. It took you like 30.
Have you got that on your wall?
What?
Have you got the head of this deer on your wall?
No. I'm saying that. What's his name? Oh, anybody want to volunteer should speak to Judah Friday nights in Ayalon Park.
Volunteer.
I'm the first one. There's no other volunteers before me.
You're the first one.
Okay, I'll be the first one from the Shia.
That's Hashem.
Okay.
Do what?
Judah does a tremendous job. 2:00 in the morning, every Friday night, Judah gets up out of bed, goes down to the park,
I was there.
and you were there, right? You spoke once, very nice. He's the first one. He speaks to these boys. He has over 100 boys on a Friday night. There's hundreds. How many boys and girls are at the park on a Friday night?
300.
300 kids
Oh,
every
more
Friday
than
night.
that.
He says more than that. Anyways,
Streets, yeah.
yeah, there, whatever.
What do you think? They're the
All right.
neighborhood, all the kids from the neighborhood.
I amris, I did the loin fishi. I amris li kadem li aser adamati regel shol milahu. If you say that the date should be literally 15 days before the yontif, like we have on Pesach and Sukkot, you're not going to be left with any animals. You won't have enough. B'chav tes be'ov. Rebbe Kiva says it's chav tes el. We go 15 days before Sukkot. What's 15 days before Sukkot? Chav tes el. What does Ben Azai say? Chav tes av. He goes a month earlier. What's going on here? Ben Azai l'tamei. Ben Azai in our Mishnah, the Omar ha'elulim. Remember that funny word? Ha'elulim misasrim b'fnei atzmam. Elul, anything born in Elul is its own little category. Why? Ben Azai has a suffix. He has no idea if Elul is Tavshanayin Ches or Elul is Tavshanayin Tes. He doesn't know where it belongs to in terms of Meiser Behema. What's the cutoff date for Meiser Behema? Is it the first day of Elul or the last day of Elul? So Memela, so what's going on here? So very simple. Ben Azai can't say anything that has to do with Elul. His date cannot be in Elul because there'll be confusion. If his cutoff date is Elul, so people will think that anything born, let's say he says the first day of Elul, so anything born after the first day of Elul is part of the next year, they're going to think. maybe I can use this. Fine. Elul, according to Ben Nazai, is a question mark. He doesn't know. I'm sorry, I forgot to put Tafshanai test here. He's not sure if Elul belongs to Av or Elul belongs to Tishrei in terms of Meiser Behema, right? We know Rosh Hashanah is on Tishrei, but in terms of Meiser Behema, we were always learning. Rameir says the first day of Elul, but that's not so posh. This is Machlokes. It's actually Machlokes of Nevi'im, as we're going to see. Question mark. If Ben Azai puts his date in Elul, let's say he says Chav Tes Elul, he says Aleph Elul. Let's say he says Aleph Elul. So people are going to take that to say that the cutoff of the animals is Aleph Elul, like Rameir. They're going to say Meiser Behem is Aleph Elul. And anything born on Beis Gimel Daled Elul is already part of this year. But Ben Azai doesn't know what it is. Ben Azai says question mark. I'm not sure. So Memela, Ben Azai puts his date in Av. Chav Tes Av. That's called Hakera. I need to show that these are different years. These are different things. No, if Ben Azai made an Elul date in the calendar, he put in the Gemara that the date should be Aleph Elul as a cutoff date. And he still has a suffix. But people won't know that. People will say, Aleph Elul is a new year. Anything born past Aleph Elul. So what did he do? Wasn't in this kasha though, Rabbi said. He did Chav Tes Av. That's the cutoff date. Okay, so now people can also make a mistake that anything that's born after Chav Tes Av goes to the next year. What did Ben Azai gain? What Ben Azai gained is that Elul is by itself. Elul b'fnei atzma. Nobody's going to make that mistake. Chav Tes Av is a cutoff date. You're right. But we all know that Elul is b'fnei atzma according to Ben Azai.
Which year is a part of?
It's not a part of any year. It's its own year. Anything in Elul, born in Elul, has to be meistered with Elul only. Only Elul animals. You have to write on it Elul animal and it goes in its own pen. What?
That's also a very big kula. How could he do that? Because if I have 7 behemoths in Av, and then I have 3 more that come in Elul, technically if Elul belongs to last year, I have to...
There is a way out of it. We're going to see a sugya like that soon. There's a way out of it, but we don't care so much about kulas. It's not the Eraisis. It's selective, so I could tweak things according to my Durabanan Xeras. It's the Eraisa, but I have to make Xeras. And we had Xeras that we took out Meister completely.
If you haven't got enough for that year, then you
All
have to
together.
keep it for the following season.
But you can't if it's
No,
off.
it's the beginning. We get it later.
Yeah, we're going to get there later. I'm saying he's just asking if you're ready.
If it's 1 year.
I didn't have internet this morning.
With
Only if it's 1 year.
the remainder of Elul of this year goes with next.
Okay.
It's the same year.
Says the Gemara v'lasinu b'yom shleishim, but sometimes Av has a 30th day. So why did he say Chav Tes? Zin mechasron leila Av, because of the year that Av is only 29. We have to make a difference. We have to make a distinction between the new animals and the old animals, and we're concerned that if you do it on the 30th day, if you say 30, all of a sudden Bezin is going to switch it to the 29th. Now 30 turns out to Elul, and then there's no heker. Now these animals are going to go with the Elul animals.
So wait, so if it's a Malay, still
We have to say 29 always.
born on
People
the 30th
know
is
29
gonna
is
go
the
with
cutoff.
Elul.
What?
the one born on the 30th is going to go with Elul.
According to,
Benazai.
yeah. Rebbe Lazar, Rebbe Shimon Oimrim, Be'echad B'Nisan, Be'echad B'Sivan, and the 29th of Elul. We have to understand these shittas. Rebbe Lazar and Rebbe Shimon say the first day of Nisan, not like Rebbe Kiva that says the 29th of Adar, one less day. In other words, according to them, it's 14 days. Whereas according to Rebbe Kiva, it was 15 days. Be'echad B'Nisan, why? Ki Rebbe Shimon Gamliel Dama Shtei Shabbasos. Machlokes, how long do they darshan? Oh, this is what answered my question. I just know. I asked you, did you? It's a metzias. People know when the drushes are. You're not talking about Moshe Rabbeinu. In the time of the Tanaim, there's speeches. Did they darshan B'Hilchas HaChag 30 days before Chag or not? Just ask people around. So that's why I came up with that thing that some people hold that it doesn't mean the drush. The drush, everybody knows. You're right. Maybe it is but when do people have permission? When do they have kedima on their questions that they ask the Rav? Darshan B'Hilchas, if someone comes and I have a question on Pesach, does he kick everybody out in line? Does he have to wait in Rabbi Goldstein's line? Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky, he can go to the front of the line if he has a question about Pesach. That's 15 days before. And that's not so nicker or not nicker.
But the Persian notion is that everybody should be learning the sugyas
Yeah.
in the 30 days before, and they have to go.
But I was just asking, it's more of like a question of Metzias. But it's a Metzias question.
It's not only official drush, it's what everybody should be learning.
So you're saying that could have got lost somewhere. Somehow they forgot what the halacha is. People were doing it in the time of the Tanoim. They were doing what? 14 days or 30 days. All of a sudden they forgot. They got mixed up. They forgot. And those are the machlokes. Did we do it 100 years ago for 14 days or for 30 days? You could ask it in many places in Shas, but I don't know. It just seemed interesting that they made a big deal about these drushes. There's big drushes. Rabbi said, "Come to shul. It's 30 days before Yom Tov." So everybody knows 30 days. Where did the 14 days come into play? Bechel ben Nisan, like we just had a few daf ago, but that was like more of, with the ketanim. You have to do it before everybody, and they put up the mechitzas. That was but that was Shabbos Hagadol drusha. That wasn't so much 30 days before, but it was, what?
It was called Shabbos Kallah.
Yeah, that was a famous one. Okay. Rabbi Lazar, Rabbi Shimon, Oimrim, Bechel ben Nisan, Bechel b'Sivan, Bechel ben Nisan, Rabbi Shimon, Gimel Edom, Shti Shabbos. Bechel b'Sivan, Kedamar. They're also going to hold the first day of Rosh Chodesh because there's not enough animals. You can't go 15 days before, so you have to go 6 days before Shavuot. B'Chavtes be'Elul, not Chavtes Av. This is already a month after Ben Azai. Ben Azai says Chavtes Av. They say Chavtes El. Rabbi Lazar, Rabbi Shimon, Tamayu, the Amri be'Echel be'Tishrei, Rosh Hashanah l'Ma'aseh be'Heima. So what? The first day of Tishrei, Rosh Hashanah, is the cutoff day, and like we said before, you have to make a heker. You can't do your goren on the day. You have to do it beforehand so that people know this is Meiser, this is goren. The Amri Bechel b'Tishrei Rosh Hashanah l'Ma'aseh be'Heima has to be one day before. The Mishnah says a different reason. The Mishnah says that it's Yontif. So what if it's Yontif? That you have to color the animal on Yontif. As it comes out the gate, you have to.
We're talking about this animal being born on that day, right? We don't actually tie them until they're 8 days old.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah, discussed. Like according to Ben Azai, when he says that Elul b'fnei atzmai, he actually takes into consideration another 7 days after Elul. So he says Elul plus 7.
But this question of how you can't color them on Rosh Hashanah, you'd be coloring them on the 7th day of the...
Oh, you're asking on the coloring itself.
But you said that you can't color them on
Yeah.
Rosh Hashanah.
No, but we're talking about you can't take Meiser. You can't. You're not taking Meiser Rosh
You
Hashanah.
can't until the animal is 7 days
So
old.
maybe this animal is born 7 days before. How are you taking Meiser? You can't take Meiser anyways. An animal that's not 7 days old. It has to be. It's not a. It's Mechus man. We just said the whole thing of Heker. Now you're telling me about painting. There's two reasons. You have to make a Heker because of the red dye. He says Elul is his own day. Tanya Omar Ben Azai. Hoil v'halalu oimrim kach v'halalu oimrim kach. This is machlokes. Halulim esasim latzim. I have a suffix. I don't know if to go like Remeir. It's the first of Elul, or like the others at the end. So Kitzer, Elul's by itself. As the Gemara, very interesting. The lechzei taimei the man
What does that mean? It's by itself. El's by itself. That what?
The meiser, any animal born in Elul,
Yeah.
has to be meisered with other animals born in Elul. They cannot combine not with the oven and the Tishrei.
Okay.
So if you don't have
It's
10,
its own-
if you don't have 10
You
animals
pot
born
them.
in Elul,
Yeah, that's what he's
counts.
saying. He's saying it's a kula b'kitzer. No, you potter. V'levzei kaimid demam mistaber. Let Ben Azai sit down and figure out the svara. If we're talking about logic here, he's a logical person. He's a gadol adar. Let him figure out who's right. Maybe he wasn't smart enough to figure it out. But Tanya Ben Azai said about himself, Kol Chachmei Yisrael, Doimim Alai Keklibas Hashum. All the Talmid Chacham of my generation are like the peel of a garlic. Chutz min hakireach hazeh. Besides this bald one, which is Rabbi Kiva, Rabbi Shua ben Karcha, is who? Who's Yeshua ben Karcha?
The son of Rabbi Kiva.
The son of Rabbi Kiva. That's what Rashi brings. Is right that his name was Karcha. His name was Baal because it's not a very nice name to call the Gal Adar. Yeshua ben Karcha is Yeshua the son of the bald one.
Busy streets.
Anyways, what?
Busy streets don't grow
That's what they
grass.
call Noam's kids. Noam's kids.
That's what they call my kids.
Your kids.
Yeah.
Busy streets don't grow grass.
Yeah.
He's not a real Kireach. We said the real Kireach is in the back.
Gibeah.
He's a Kireach.
In England we should call him Curly.
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 Anyways, I always took issue. There's a Rebbe back in the day that wrote about himself. Call everybody's Kiklibus Hashem Lefanai. It always bothered me, especially that the Vilna Gaon was alive in one generation. Everybody, all the Talmid Chachamim are like Kiklibus Hashem Lefanai. Anyway, but if it said the Nazir, so you ask his Chassidim what's Pshat, so he says the Nazir said it, so why can't he say it? Anyway, Omer Rabbi Yochanan, I'm not joking. That's what they tell you. Omer Rabbi Yochanan.
Slightly presumptuous.
So, Omer Rabbi Yochanan Pia Shmua Marua.
Everyone else got married. How's it get married?
He got married, and then he got divorced.
How is that?
Yeah. He said, I can't do a Libi Choshka B'Torah, I can't stay married.
I thought you were saying he never got
He
married.
got married, and then he realized he can't do both, and he got divorced.
Omer Rabbi Yochanan Pia Shmua Marua Mepi Chagai Zechariah Malachi. The Nevi'im actually are the ones that came up with this machlokes. So it's not Nevuah, but it's Mesorah. The Nevi'im had the Mesorah from Kabbalah Satira from Har Sinai. This is what the halach is. So Mela, there's no way that Ben Azai can get involved in something like that. He can't say, oh, this makes sense, this makes sense. It's not a question of svara. It's a question of tradition, and there's nothing you can do. Tanya Be'izet Sad Omer Ben Azai Halulim Misashim La'atzmon. How does it work? Here. So it is very, very simple.
Nice Rashi on this.
Yeah? The what?
Why can't you can't ask him Shilas on the rule.
No, because Torah Lev Shemayim. Right. That's why I stuck it in.
They were early.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The answer. Anyways, 5 animals born in Av. What's Av? Tavshanayim Ches. Okay? So we have Nol v'chamisha Bav. V'chamisha be'elul. Elul is a question mark. So Tavshanayim Ches and question mark don't go together. Chamisha be'elul v'chamisha b'tishrei. And it's not question mark in the following month. Tavshanayim Tes also are not mitzdaref. Chamisha b'tishrei v'chamisha ba'av mitzdaref. Oh, now you have Tishrei Tavshanayim Tes with Av Tavshanayim Tes. You have to go weiter, not before. Not the first Av. The second Av. The Av in that year, obviously it's the same year. Yeah? Tishrei and of Tavshanayim Tes are mitzdaref. Pshita, what's the chiddush that it's mitzdaref? It's in the same year. They're both Tishrei Tavshanayim Tes and Av. Mao the same again in Mafsik is Shon and Mafsik Gronois. We have a problem here. We have a problem that between Tishrei and Av we had 2 Gronois. We had Pesach and Shavuos. So I think that it makes some sort of hefsek, Mash Malon, Kirisnan, Chamisha Rosh Hashanah, Chamisha Lachar Rosh Hashanah. We learned yesterday that the Rosh Hashanah of Ma'aser V'Hema creates a hefsek, Eimin Starfen, Chamisha Levnei Goyim, Chamisha Lachar Goyim, Eimin Starfen. The Goyim does not create a hefsek. Omarov, this is a beautiful case. Here. Oh,
There we go.
colorful. What happened there? Nodaloi Chamishu B'Hov Chamishu Be'elul. Of Tavshanayim Ches 5. Elul question mark. I don't know if it's Tavshanayim Ches or Tavshanayim Tes. V'Chamishu Be'elul V'Chamishu B'Tishrei. And 5 Tishrei. What's Tishrei? The following year Tavshanayim Tes. What do you do? It's beautiful. You put all 15 inside the deer. This is interesting. You force one of these guys, the Elul guy, to come out 10th. What he's doing? What's this? Oh, very good. Rashi says, so look at the first words of You can't be mechavin, says Rashi. Says Rashi, it's talking about that they were laying down. As we're going to see in the Mishnah coming up, Mamish in 2 minutes, you're allowed to grab one that's sitting and say, this is Meiser.
Count them while
Count them. He's lying down, take him as Meiser.
I thought
It says Tosfos.
They have to walk through.
You should, l'chatchila, but we're talking about b'diavad. Says Tosfos, top places, vein shaykh lesser kam mishum lo yivbaker kida osar apugi ba'amun b'reish asar b'reish pirkin. So it says it doesn't apply here. This is part of the Meiser. I don't know exactly the pshat. It says lo yivbaker.
Lo yivaka means to a bad one. Yeah, this is not bad.
He's
Maybe
creating
because
Meiser.
it could walk. It's a good walk.
Yeah. That's not
I don't know.
Ba'amum, we said minar
Well, back
that
to the
can't walk through.
Yeah.
No, there's no bad and good, but this is bad. Rashi's saying it's bad because it's the wrong month. If Tishrei comes out, we don't want that. It's a bad one. In halacha, it's bad. Fine. Now, listen what's going on here. This is very interesting.
Or the other 5
What?
still have to.
Oh, that's what the Gemara is going to discuss right now. What's going on here? If it goes this way, if these guys are mitzaref, then the av is not an issue at all. Because either they got a good meiser or they didn't get a good meiser. What if they didn't get a good meiser?
They don't need.
They're finished. They only have 5. The year is over. You can't add to the 5. Finished. The year is over. Shalom. The issue is these guys over here. The year is not over. The year just began. And if there's no good meiser on these 5, well, let's wait until you have 5 more animals. Wait until the mothers give birth. You can't do that. Why? So what are you going to say? Let's start with wait for these 5 guys, just in case there was no meiser taken from them. The meiser went this way to the av, so these guys are free for meiser. You can't do that. You cannot be inside these 5. They're done. Since they went through the pen, they went through the process, it's all over. Pshita, it's so partial, why do I have to say it? We said that the whole thing is you're forcing one of the El guys to come out first. You might forget. You might let a Tishrei guy out first, and that's a problem. You're making a suffix meiser v'chulu. It's an issue. Says the Gemara. Says the Mishnah. Based tzad ma'aser. Now this is just the technical things, how it works. How do you do meiser? Constantly, there you put them in a pan. V'oisalim pesach katan, a very small opening. Kedei shelo yushnayim yichaylu letzis. It's only wide enough for one animal to go out. Umaynim echad shnayim shloisha arba chamisha shisha shiva shmoina tisha. V'yoytza asiri soiker b'sikra. So when the 10th one comes out, he paints in red. V'oymer, and he's supposed to say with his mouth, harezeh meiser. Loy soiker b'sikra. If he didn't paint them, v'loy menam b'shevet. And then he didn't count them with the staff, or he counted them while they were laying down or standing. It's a good meiser.
How does he count?
In other words, you can still take from that group.
What?
How does he count with the staff?
What do you mean? How does it work? Doesn't he go like this? He doesn't.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't want to put the red paint on. So what's he doing with the staff?
That's the staff is always red. I don't know.
No, he says each one's got to be counted with the staff. What does he do with the staff?
Yeah, so what do you
Does he just wave it?
It's hovering over their heads, and on the end of
Maybe it's not red yet. Maybe they didn't dip it in the bucket.
Paintbrush. Maybe he dips the staff in the bucket.
No, what do you tie now?
Because
He probably waves.
Nowadays,
He waves it.
Well, he must do some meiser with the shaver, otherwise he's not counting with the shaver.
Farsi probably talk.
He has to go up 3 tefachim with the shaver. He had 100 animals. He made a cheshbon. Why should I go through this whole process of having them come out the door? I'll just grab 10. Shalom aleichem. That's not considered meiser.
Why?
Because they have to go through. They have to count them. You have to make 1 out of 10. You can't just grab 10 out of 100.
That's the same shot there, no? From Blazer Gordon. It's a shot on this.
I don't remember. Maybe I wasn't there.
Quarter of Blazer Gordon.
When? How long ago?
Why does it? did it on Shabbos. Maybe it was a Nasiim of the Israelis.
Yeah.
Why can't you just take out 10 and just say these 10 are Meiser?
Yeah.
She said it's very hard for a person to give Meiser. Yeah, at the end of the day, the Gemara says somebody gave 12,000 sheep Meiser, meaning he had 120. It's a lot. So, but when you start counting, 1 is mine, 2 is mine, 3 is mine, 4 is mine, you get to 10 I'll give you, 11's mine, 12. So the Torah built in a mechanism for you to appreciate. Yeah, these are mine, I can give
I
one.
remember him saying this years ago. I remember this. I heard this before. Yeah. I love questions from the, especially from Avi. Yeah. First, your first kasha was that there's a tuna fish that loses its scales when it comes out of the water. It wasn't a kasha. It was a fact. Yeah. Go on.
He doesn't mark the 10th animal as it comes out. How does he know which one it is? Unless he puts it aside.
What do you mean he doesn't mark it? He does.
But the first part of the mission
Just put the
says he
paints
doesn't
on
mark
it.
it, doesn't touch it.
You're saying if
No,
it's
he's not.
lost,
You're supposed to, but if you don't, it's okay. What do you mean? He recognizes
I'm
it.
assuming he put it aside.
Yeah. If he didn't put aside, we're going to see in a second what happens. Now, big issues. If it gets mixed in, it's all over. Everything is all over. Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Doimer, Meiser. Yeah.
Shamshin Folesh has got interesting insight on this Meiser behavior, slightly different from what you're saying.
The what?
That he says Meiser normally is that you take at the beginning of your produce and you dedicate it to Hashem, and then the rest is all yours for you to use.
Right.
Meiser behavior is you take it, you show that you've got an ongoing relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that your business is continuing, and you do every 10.
You take it at the end.
And you take it at the end. Then you show this batch is also Hashem. This batch is also for coming from Hashem.
That's how money Meiser is. It's really at the end, kind of. Okay. Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Doimer Meiser. Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda, as we're going to see in the Gemara, he holds you can take Meiser with your mind. So therefore, you can take 10 out of 100 on the spot. You don't have to let them go. You don't have to make them go through the pen. This is what Avi's talking about. If one of the ones that you counted, you lost count, you don't know which one is what, and it jumps back into the pen and gets mixed in there. Hare elu pturim. Now they're all potter because you cannot use an animal that already was counted. You can't use it as part of your new count. So everything is potter. Worse than that is minamusarim l'toichon. If one that you already counted as a 10th one, not as an 8th and a 9th, the number 10 that's already meiser, if that, because that one you have to bring on the mizbeach as a carbon, it jumped back into the pen. Hulam yiru achi yistavu. Now you're really messed up because you can't eat any of them because you might be eating a carbon. So you have to wait that every single one of your 100,000 animals gets a mum, and then you could eat it. How do you do Meiser Kwenzel and Dirva Yisrael Pesach Kotten Kadei Shlo Yushnayim Yichayim? This is Mamish the Mishnah. You make a small opening that only one could go out. And we had this before the other week. Laibi, here it is. Here's the Gemara. The mothers are. No, he asked me like a few days ago, where's the Gemara? And I said it was a Mishnah, the Kitzer. Here it is. What you do is you put the mother on the outside, and the children on the inside, and they cry, they make noises, and then they come out towards the mother. Let the guy just shove them out. Why do you need a mother? He's not allowed to get involved. You should hang a carrot and let them come towards the food. This is why we had the Gemara earlier. We want to make sure that we're not using Yisoimim in the pen, we're not using bought animals. Usually a bought animal doesn't come with a mother. A Yasoim, an orphan, doesn't have a mother. So we use the mother to show either physically that it has a mother, it's supposed to have a mother, or just as a sign, look, we have mothers, this guy doesn't have a mother, don't use him as a Meiser Behema, it doesn't count towards Meiser Behema. Tana Rabbana. It has to move. And the treifa, the main treifa, the symbol of treifa is the one that has a cut-off leg, min arkuva lumata. So memela, all treifas, all 18, even the ones that you can't really see, that one doesn't walk, so all treifas are possible as well. You must hit it with the stick, or tap it, or above it, count it with the stick. If you didn't do it, you can do when they're laying down or standing. It always works. Maybe he has to say, what was the lashon that we used? Harei Meiser. Va'omer Harei Meiser, the Mishnah says. Maybe you must say it. Either, even if you don't say it, it works. Maybe I would think that if you grab 10 out of 100, it should be okay. Only every 10, not 10 out of 100. It's interesting, the Gemara only brings that one case before it brought two cases. The Mishnah brought two cases, 1 out of 10. Maybe I could take 1 out of 10. That wouldn't work maybe for this Asiri, because it is Asiri. Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda, and now we just go to explain Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda. We're going to go deep into tomorrow's daf. Not deep, but like 5 lines. It's easy Gemara. Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda says you are allowed to point to an animal and say this is Meiser. Why? My time, Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda. Sover like Haba, Loza ben Goimel. This time I did look it up. It's only another time in Shas. You should remember. In Menachos, we just had it.
Of course. That's why I didn't say
Loza ben
that.
Goimel. This Sanya Haba, Loza ben Goimel. Oimer v'nechshav lochem trumasim. What does the Torah say? V'nechshav. In your machshava, it's truma, but it says trumasim twice. 2 types of truma. Shtei trumas hakosim medavers. Achas truma g'zoyla. The truma, when you have fruit, you give a nothing to a kain, a mashu, even 1 kernel is enough. But we say give 1 out of 40, 1 out of 50, 1 out of 60, 2%, whatever. V'achas trumas meiser. After you give Meiser to the Levi, which is 10% of everything that's left over after the Truma G'doyla, the Levi goes ahead and gives Truma from that 10%. Just like Truma G'doyla, that one little nothing, I don't have to physically take it with my hands, I can just look at it. I can estimate it. Or Meiser, Truma G'doyla you don't have to estimate. But Meiser you have to estimate, you have to see what's my 10%. I could do it in my head, and I could be mafresh it in my head. And only later on, physically take care of the business and put it aside. But before that, it's already mutter. After Trumas Meiser, he tells Ba'oim and Machshava. What does that have to do with Meiser Behema? Well, Meiser Kai Rachmana, Truma. D'chsiv, ki es Meiser b'nei Yisrael, shirim l'Hashem, Truma nasati l'levim l'nachla. Ve'itkash Meiser Behema l'Meiser Dogon. So we know the Torah is talking about Truma. And we know that Meiser is like Truma. And Meiser Behema is like Meiser. And therefore, Meiser Behema says, Rabbi Yossi, that you can do it in your mind. My Meiser Dog Nita Ba'im Machshava. Meiser Behema Nita Ba'im Machshava. And therefore, according to him, you could just grab any 10 animals. And, what time is Duchan Shabbos?
7:10. Want to do 6:30? 40 minutes is enough for you?
Yeah, more than enough. 6:30 on Shabbos in Bnei Yeshivas. Hopefully,
That's where it was on Shavuos?
it's a little bit of a problem. That's how it was in Shavuos.
Might be in the back room.
And he said it didn't stir him. I forgot to speak to Yuval. I really need to speak to Yuval. Over separation, try to be a little quiet. Oh, it's the bigger base measure. We did in the smaller base measure, and he said it was okay.